Welcome back, everybody. Another episode from Scrapyard Rescue. Today we're back on the 79 Ranchero. We've been doing some upgrades on it, and we got it running pretty good, but let's just go over some of the stuff that we've done. First thing we did is we replaced the control modular. Now, one that was in the car was basically, junk. So we did that. Over here on the other side, we have changed the starter solenoid. This is the third one. You guys that are watching, leave some comments if you've had trouble with these. What this thing is doing is it's sticking. When you crank the car and then the car fires up, you let off the key, it keeps cranking. So this, like I said, this is the third one. This one has got better and than the last one. And today we put a new voltage regulator in because we were still having some problems. And what one of the problems was when, let's see if it's going to work or not. No, okay, it seems to be okay. Before, when everything was shut off, you go to put the positive terminal on, this thing would arc out of there, weld itself to it. It was quite the deal. I hope we're getting this all figured out. We're going to try to start it back up. We put a new air filter on it. Some of you guys might recognize that. That came off my Fairlane. Fits on here real good. But we've done some other stuff too on the inside of the car. Over here, we've been cleaning up underneath. That tore all the junk out and starting to clean up in here. And you can see if you get in here real close, you can see it's pretty Swiss cheese in there. So a couple options we're thinking about doing is, seeing how it's not horrible, we're going to, I think, fiberglass it and epoxy it over that and see how that works. And if that seems to work out okay, then we'll probably just go with that. Otherwise, if it just seems that it's not working out, there's a couple of these rancheros in a pick and pull junkyard close by here, and we'll probably go out and see if we can cut the floors out of those or something and just bring them in here and weld them right over the top of this one. We're not going to cut that out. I don't see any point in that. It's kind of a waste. And we're not gonna do the some of the other guys' fixes of just screwing license plates down on. So we're going to kind of go, at least do it sort of right. And then probably put some heat insulation under it, and then new set of carpet. I think it'll look pretty good. We got a dash mat coming that'll cover this up. Nice new carpet. We're going to put a different set of seats in it. Those buckets that I had on one of my Fairlane projects, I took back out and put the bench seat in. So we're going to put those in here for at least temporary. The original seats are pretty bad in this car, so we got to figure out what to do with those, if they can be fixed or saved, or I don't know where we'd ever find replacement seats for it. They're the Brome edition of buckets, so I'm sure they're really rare. And then in the back here, we're going to bed liner the back of this. I have a friend of mine that has one of these cars, and he's had it sprayed in bed liner, and it looks really nice when you do that. So eventually we'll get to that. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to go ahead and try to start the car up with all this new stuff on, see if it cranks over. We did take the Chinese carburetor off. I rebuilt one of the carburetors that came in the box of stuff, put that on the other day, and it seems to work really good. So we're going to go ahead and crank this baby over and see if it starts up. We had a little trouble with the gas tank the other day. We drained the tank, but it still had a bunch of crap in it. We had to end up blowing. We got lights on here already for some reason. Oh yeah, lights are on. That's an improvement. But we had there was still crud in the gas line and stuff. We had to blow air back and forth 2 or 3 times. We finally got it cleared out, so it worked okay. So let's just crank this thing and see what the heck happens. Get the idle knocked down just a little bit more, but hey, it's running great. This thing was sitting for, I don't know, since the 90s, I guess. It was locked up when we got it. It doesn't smoke a drop, nothing. I think it runs pretty damn good. I don't know. I mean, we didn't have trouble with it starting that time. Nothing stuck. So hopefully we got all that figured out. And we're going to keep fiddling around with it here today. Not really sure what else we can do. Oh, we're going to try to get the lights working. We still don't have all the power into the lights. The headlights won't come on. I can't imagine that all 4 headlights are burned out. That doesn't seem like that would work. We're getting the turn signals on. The indicator lights work. Brake lights in the back work. Turn signals don't work, but we got some new flasher put in. We'll see if that works and stuff. And if we get some of that stuff going, well, we'll get back in here, you know, in a little bit and continue with the video when we make some more improvements. Okay guys, we're back. You heard it run. It actually runs great. Starts right up. Hit the key, man. This thing's running a little bit. If we hit the gas a bunch of times, kind of rev it up, when it idles back down, it'll stall. But I think that's just some minor adjustments to the carburetor. Like I said, I just rebuilt that and put it on, so I got to tune the air mixture screws. But we put 2 new flashers in on the fuse box. We're still having trouble with the lights. We can't get the turn signals to work. Brake lights and tail lights came on. The parking lights come on. This front bulb comes on, but it doesn't blink. This one doesn't come on, but we know the reason for that. It's completely corroded in there, so we got to try to fix that. But what we're going to do now is up here where the wiring harness plugs into the fuse box, where it goes into the firewall, and these plugs here, we are going to hit myself in the head. And these don't actually, I was expecting to see some crud in here, but these actually look really clean. I mean, really clean, and the socket part there looks really clean. But before I get carried away here, I'm going to go unplug the battery so we don't okay, I don't want to have something short out my face or something. So this one, I don't know if we can get in here. Might have to just kind of come over here with the camera and kind of show you in there. I don't see anything wrong with these. So it's not on this part. This is just as clean as can be. That's the, this side of the fuse box. So all the corrosion is on the inside part of the fuse box. And so we're just going to get in there. We're going to spray some cleaner in there. Wire brush all the fuse boxes out, replace the fuses, and hopefully that's what's causing our turn signal thing. The other thing which might be a problem, I'm just thinking about it now, is whoever owned this car before, they put his custom steering wheel on. And there's a good chance something got messed up in the column there where the turn signal thing is. It seems to click okay, but we don't know for sure what the other guy did. So we might have to get back into that. I don't know how much more we're going to get done today because it's starting to rain. But this stuff here looks fine. I just dropped a bolt for it down underneath the car somewhere. But, okay, that one, we'll just put that back. In there. Doesn't want to come out. Well, it's all right. There. There we go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just the, we just got problems in the fuse box. I think this car, it came from the other side of the mountains from where we are, which means it's really wet over there. If it's sitting outside, any of you guys know that where you're in a wet climate, it doesn't take long for stuff to corrode. Yeah. I'm gonna find that hole. Okay, well, let's go ahead and kind of stop here for a second while we track down the bolt that fell through the car. We'll get back to you in a little bit. Okay, guys, hey, we ran into some problems on the car. The car starts good, runs good, but the warmer the engine gets, it just will not keep running. It keeps stalling out for some reason. So we fiddled with the air mixture screws. We fiddled with everything with it. We kept doing stuff, just could not get it to improve. So we finally decided that the timing must be off. So we had to go run back to my house, get a timing light, come back, hook the timing light up, then the car wouldn't start. So we screwed around for a half an hour, got the car finally started. For some reason it was flooded. I don't know why, but we got it running, checked the timing, and the timing is way off on the car. So we got to check or fix that. The problem with that is we don't have a wrench that we can get down to the nut that holds the distributor tight. It's down down underneath weird. We got to get a special wrench to get under there so we can adjust the timing. So we gave up on that. So we're kind of at a standstill until we can get that wrench, but a couple other things we were going through, like you see all these carburetors here. This is a bunch of carbs that came with the car that we don't really need these. If anybody is, these are Motorcraft ones, obviously different years. If somebody needs one of these, they all need to be rebuilt, of course. But if somebody needs one of these, just, leave a comment or something, we can figure out something, if you got a car that you really need an original, Motorcraft on it. The other thing, what we're looking at is on the Ranchero, we're kind of thinking about painting the car white. So we're kind of looking for opinions on that. Should we paint it white or just leave it black and kind of repaint it black? It's kind of, we're looking for ideas, I guess, on the car. So, leave some comments, what you guys think, that kind of stuff. And we're going to get back with you, on another video. It's pouring down rain outside, so we can't even go outside. So anyways, let's just, close this video off on that. And we will see you, in about a week on another video. And thanks for watching, guys.